than hitting that like button. I just want to say thank you very much.
Well, happy Fed Day, everybody. Welcome to Road Dog Crypto. We're taking a look at the market scary little whipsaw action that's going on today. It's kind of common with Fed days, and this is a week where Jerome Powell is speaking. I think he's speaking right now as I'm making this video. This is the Fed calendar for this week. Tuesday had a few things. Wednesday today, several things coming out, FOMC statement, all that. That's what's going on right now. This is where the market makers have the run of the game and just try to flush out longs and shorts and just make a total, just make it a, I don't know, a romper room of price action. Pretty much the same thing all week. Starts lining up but Thursday and Friday, next 2 days. This is a highly volatile week. Can't blame you if you're being out of the game. You're probably the sharpest knife in the drawer just to be setting this out, to be honest with you. Otherwise, you're probably in some kind of drawdown, whether you tried to long or short something, because things are just kind of, oh my gosh, what are they doing? Maybe shorting was a little bit of a better move there, but looking at what's going on here was the big ass drop here from Bitcoin. We ran up to about 118.7, 118.8, right in that area, and then that was in this morning about almost 10, 11 o'clock. It said, nope, that's not it. It made a higher high over here, enticed a lot of people. I'm on the 6-minute time frame, people, and this is what the market does. So this is why I do not like this strategy to wait for something to get past a level and then jump in. The safest things are always to wait for a retest in those situations. The weird thing is that when that happens, sometimes you don't always get that retest. Sometimes it might retest higher. Still, that would be the safer play for any kind of thing there, because what usually happens is that they run you up, you're in some kind of glorious little unicorn flag shape, and I'm just going to say this. You ever notice that the flag shapes, they look like, and they draw the measure move, they look like a little unicorn, and they just don't really play out too much. Just saying. Especially in this kind of situation. We made a higher high here, but didn't knock out these guys over here. Therefore, this was a lower low, which opened us up to making a lower low than here. And unfortunately, that's what it decided to do. And here we are. Now, the cool thing is that when I pull my Fibonacci from these little areas, I get some night when I zoom out, especially pull my Fibonacci's. This is a 786 retracement area. This is an 886 retracement fib area. And what that means is this is a great place for us to bounce to make a higher low from this beautiful W pattern that we had over here that has a beautiful neckline that's coming in at 116.8. And by gosh darn it, are we getting past there? If we can get right past that area, again, that would be a nice little confirmation. See, we got a little support resistance flip area right here, if you can see that, where I'm drawing this little, let's make it a white line. That's what's happened. We came down. The video that I had out yesterday was targeting. Actually, I believe it was down. Was it here? Was that yesterday? No, I think it was here. The one I was targeting yesterday is that we don't want to make go lower than this. It was this one. Lower than this one, especially lower than this one. And yesterday we came back down and did that. And so from the video we posted yesterday, there was a nice little come up at 1.2%, up to about 18.4. And then we did what we did today, shaking everybody out. To me, I think this is a shakeout, people. Bouncing off the 618 here. Good chance that we might on today. Start to do a little something. What we need to do now is pull our new little Fibonacci's, and we need to target this 0.5 area, which ironically, the way the fibs work, is a retest of this area that we just lost. This is basically my 236 fib area. If you're not familiar with that strategy, I haven't been checking out my channels and everything, but this red trend line is kind of the little line that we're trying to hold on bigger time frames. So if we can bounce back above there, know this area, this was just a nice little shakeout just to try to take your money and my money and everybody else's money, shaking out everything. But I gotta say, when it comes to the moving averages, or comes to the indicators here, we need to be a little cautious. So let's go ahead and zoom out to the daily. We see what's going on the shorter term time frame, but how's it going to play out over time? Are we in danger of coming down lower, like maybe down to 113, 114 to our bigger 382 Fibonacci, which would be, still a very bullish place to bounce. That's the typical place to bounce when we're looking for one of these kind of maybe flag formation or channel formations that are occurring at a top area here. So that is on the table. We have lost the 9 daily moving average, and that's when I start talking bad about Bitcoin. Not only that, we lost the 21 moving average. Now that is the green and the red one, the green being the 9, red being the 21. So here on the daily, we lost that. Haven't yet got the cross, the bearish cross of the 9 over the 21. That's the next step I'm looking for. If that happens, the 9 moving average is coming in at 118,209. The 21 moving average is at 118,302. So still above it at the moment by a couple of $100, but if it crosses, then I would be looking for a stronger possibility to come down to these areas. I would be losing that one for a strong possibility to come to the 50 moving average, which right now on the daily is down at a 111. Now, by the time that price and that one kind of meet, maybe they are a little bit more here around these little juicy areas of 113. But that's a situation that we might be setting up for. They're starting to take us into the weekend. Today is Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. Wednesday, hump day. Getting humped on the hump day. And that's okay. Let's come down to the 4 hour and see what the 4 hour is saying here on Bitcoin. 4 hour on the indicator has also recently given us this little sell signal or warning sign, the red dot here. Money flow still in the green, starting to come out. So just a warning shot here. Are we coming down more? Or is this are they going to recover kind of quickly? Are they going to recover kind of quickly? And I can't tell you. All I can do is look at the moving averages and see they help me navigate through this. And we got some bearish crosses going on here that are giving us that little momentum to the downside. Looking at the 1 hour, she looks bearish AF, I'm telling you. But then here's where we get our special moving averages coming in. And if you ask my personal opinion from what I'm seeing here, it's starting to look like they might push us down here to this 382 Fibonacci. Was hoping so long that this area here would hold, but we are in a declining channel. We're on our trend lines from just touching the tips there to the wicks, and it matches up very nicely over here angle wise. So I take that we do have a chance for them to rush us down here. I hope not. Remember, we are at an area. We might be seeing a bounce. What we want to look for is if it will come up here at about 116.8. If it's going to break through, then we got a chance to recover, and this was all flushed out. If we can't get past this little magical area right here, this little guy right here, I'm going to paint him orange, that 116.8. What you might be looking at, what it looks like it's setting up for, is a bearish retest of that, and then we will come down to some lower areas. Might bounce a few places, but basically coming down to 113 if we can't get back above 116.8 very soon. That would be the best way, I can tell you, to navigate this market. That's what the fibs say. We're trying. We got a place. If we can get above it, we got a good chance. If we can recover this little W pattern idea here, recover this little particular support resistance area, we got a good chance of whipping this little thing's butt. But if we get rejected there, we might get a little sucker punch, and then it's going to get the edge and take us to the ground here and throw us around a little bit. That's what we're looking for Bitcoin. Hope this update was helpful for you guys. Meanwhile, I mean, we look at this and we hope that the altcoins will have a little break, right? So let's take a look at altcoins really quickly, if you don't care. Take a look at Total 3. Total 3 is making a toppy top pattern, lower high, in danger of a lower low drop. We talked about this last night on the show. Right now, we're still got this little dotted trend line and then this little area of support, horizontal support, where we could possibly be making a double bottom type situation here. However, a caution that this little wick was lower than that one, making a lower low. So, you need to show me something quick if you're going to recover from this altcoins, because you looking kind of janky. I ain't kidding. Our moving averages are crossing bearish over here. It's not looking as exciting. So hopefully, you know, we took profits pretty well at these toppy top areas when we were hitting these major fib areas at 1.05 trillion for altcoins. If you didn't take enough profits there, you're probably looking back and saying, man, I should have took more profits there. Even I look back and say, why didn't I take more profits there? Seems to be the recurring theme every drop that we have. I've just never taken enough profits at the highs. Gotta work on that, try, and you'd think that you would see quicker results, but sometimes you just keep repeating them stupid past mistakes. You don't realize how big a mistake they are until you start coming down. Not that it's a terrible mistake, it's just like, could have done things better, but didn't. What I do like about this is that little slight curvy curve that we got going on here, giving us some hope that maybe we can catch in something here on our altcoins. They're just playing with us today. Probably need to look at the bigger time frames just to get a better feel for altcoins. Right now, there is still some hope that we're bouncing off this 21 on the daily and we can come back up here to at least 1.03. But will it stick or will we come down again? And that, I think, is highly likely. If we come back up, we might be rolling over, and we're kind of working on some kind of channel flag, however you want to look at that on the bigger time frame. Basically, the easiest way I can explain it is we broke a trend line, we got another trend line down here. Likely we come down and see what we can do down there over the course of the next week or so. This is on the daily time frame. So kind of curious of what the weekend's going to look like. And right now is where they're trying to set up the game plan. So what you usually see, though, is that they have a scare out, and then maybe toward the end of the week they start bumping us up, so people start chasing into the weekend. So we might see that, a little bump up on our altcoins, and then a little rollover again, maybe toward Sunday, Monday next week or something like that. I don't know. That's we just have to watch and see. But so far everything's getting a nice little ass whooping, a little spanking today. And hey, this is either where you're going to buy some when they start getting down to whatever particular coin you're looking for. When they start getting down to the lows, are you going to take a chance? Or are you going to get scared and I got to sell now? And that would be the worst mistake usually. So try not to let your emotions freak out, because that's what today is, an emotional trading day. Wednesday hump day out there, just a humping and a dumping on all the retail as much as they can. If you like this content and you're finding it on YouTube, hit that like button, comment, and subscribe if you don't mind. If you found it on Telegram, well, that's because you found it first, and I posted it there first for you guys in the Telegram group. See you on the next one. Let me know if you want to see more of these. Happy trading.